Hey guys, so I'm doing a soul rebirth journey for Judy today. And soul rebirth journey is 60 minutes of energy work and wisdom. So this is a real distance spiritual healing session. And Judy is allowing us to experience the wisdom and the healing work so we can all learn from this experience. So I'm going to go ahead and relax here. Judy, I'm going to go ahead and get connected with your spiritual atmosphere, and we're just going to go as guided by Spirit today, and we'll see where Spirit takes us to make you feel awesome today, okay? So I'm going to relax here. Okay. This is a painful echo that I'm experiencing right from the get-go, and it's like tears that stream down on both sides of the face, and the tears themselves are like knives, like daggers, and so the daggers are streaming down the face right now, and there's a lot of pain in the heart, and it feels like a dagger in the heart. Not just in the heart though, because I can feel like the dagger stabbed me in my emotions, in my stomach, stabbed me in the gut too, upper gut region. So the dagger goes into the heart, simultaneously going into the gut region. This is really uncomfortable. So we're just going to clean out this vulnerability here, okay? So there's just some soul movement going on. That's okay. We just allow ourselves to just process this. I say, Judy, what is this about? What has hurt so bad that you cry tears that become reflections of daggers, that you feel a dagger in the heart, a dagger in the emotional gut? What hurts so bad? And I'm just talking to your deeper consciousness now so we can understand why it is saying, help me in this place, in this way. So we'll take a look at this and bring peace and harmony to this, okay? Okay. It's going to feel a little bit more vulnerable before it's going to feel better here. So the consciousness is taking me into a new layer of experience, and there's a lot of anger inside of here. It's cored out. It's blacked out. And it seems like it's charred out more than anything. And it's a rounded room, but it's not a perfect sphere. It's more oval shape on its side, and it's burnt out on the inside. And there's just a lot of burnt, charred out layers on the inside of this space. It actually looks like a room, and I'm standing in it, and it's all burnt out on the inside, okay? And I see a reflection of you very, 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 very small. Even like a child that's like the size of a tiny little grain of sand is in this room, in the very back of the room, okay? And I can experience this consciousness. You could be invisible and I'll still experience your consciousness, because consciousness is a living emanation of energy. It's just reflecting that it feels this small, okay, in a burnt out room. And it's a child emanation that's crying, okay? And there's a lot of anger, though, in this room, too, but the anger isn't as aggressive. It's starting to bring the focus in on this little child consciousness, okay? Okay, so I can experience your consciousness, and I'm trying to pick you up. I'm trying to literally with my fingers, like, pick up this tiny little grain of sand, and I just can't reach you. Experiences, I can't reach you, I can't pick you up, I can't hold you, I can't help you feel better. You're too far away, you're too small, you're out of reach. This is what keeps echoing, is I can't help you because you're too out of reach. And I want to hold you so bad, I want to help you feel better so bad, but I can't reach you, okay? And this is creating suffering, all right? As well. And this isn't my suffering here, okay? I'm just acting out different parts of the consciousness to bring balance to it all, okay? There's a lot of sadness in this emotional gut right now and in the heart. Okay, starting to feel better here. There's just like a blup that's coming out, like a clog in the system, just kind of barfed out. So that actually helps things feel a little like, wow, the energy's flowing again. Oh, I don't have to cry. I don't feel sad anymore. I just got that energy block out of there. That feels a lot better. There's still vulnerability here, but it actually feels a lot better already. That was pretty quick. That came more so out of the gut, upper gut, than out of the heart, and I still feel tenderness in the heart, okay? So we'll just keep going through the layers and just continue to see, allow them to vent, and continue to share love, okay? And we'll learn in the process. All right, what do I need to do next? This child is definitely becoming a normal-sized child, not just out of reach, tiny grain of sand kind of thing. Becoming a normal-sized child, and this burnt-out space isn't so burnt out anymore. It actually looks like it's wood that's old. It's aged wood, and it hasn't been treated. It's got a grayish color to it. We've all seen wood that looks like this. This has been sitting for a long time, and it's like an old shed or something. But it feels like a house in a way, but it's more like the size of a shed, an old shed, and it's all just black. The wood is old, is aged. It's a normal-sized little girl, and she's crying, but she's not as sad as before. She's a little bit more solid emotionally, even though she has some tears still. And this shed has got old dried up leaves in it, and the door could kind of swing open sometimes, and it's just not latched. And there's old shelves in here, like maybe there had been tools in here, but they're all cleared out. It's empty on the inside, except for lots of dust that's collected in these leaves, and crunched up leaves, and dirt, and some spiders in the corners, and then this girl is sitting here. There's really old, like a small window. You can tell because the glass isn't perfectly clear. It's got kind of, the glass, it's different. So you kind of, it's not like a perfectly awesome glass. It's like older glass. But the light comes in just enough. Alright, I don't know what to make of this. She's starting to creep me out a little bit. And she's good and bad both at the same time. And she's got a dark angel inside of her emanation. And the dark angel is very angry. And the eyes are burning. And sometimes it looks like a beautiful sort of structure of what would be an angel statue that you might see in a church, but it was left outside for too long without any tender, loving care, and it aged with the elements, and it's got dirt stuck in it, and it's black now, and it just looks aged and forgotten about, long forgotten about, cast aside kind of thing. And there's a lot of hurt and anger in the inside of this dark angel, okay? All the while, this child is starting to glow a beautiful white light, but she still has tears. She's still got tears streaming down her face. So I see what is like the statue of an angel that's all black now from the elements. It looks like soils are stuck in there, and it would be really hard to wash this thing. And so then we have this girl. She's like a human, and we have this angel that's like a statue, okay? And she's still crying. She's glowing with light, and I see these two emanations right now in this old, forgotten sort of shed in the middle of nowhere kind of thing. All right, there's some more scary stuff here. vulnerable energies coming out of the little girl. And the more of these vulnerable energies come out of her, actually, she starts to glow brighter. And so I don't, what are all of these? There's another one, but I feel like there's more of them. They're just invisible, actually. Whatever this is not, does not have a structure. And it feels more like several invisible consciousness, okay? But they are also hurt, really, really hurt inside, and there's anger associated with them. So we're just allowing them to come out of her and just allowing that to happen. She's starting to glow even brighter, okay? And she still wants to release some more stuff, so we'll go ahead and let her release some more stuff. And there's like a lot of demonic energy going on here. Demonic energy is really, in this case, it's really just a lot of hurt energy, okay? A lot of hurt energy that doesn't know how else to behave but through anger, all right? So it's really letting go a lot of pent-up old angers, and this could be from other lifetimes too. So this is going to make you feel a lot brighter on the inside to help let this stuff go, okay? This stuff is from the soul journey. This might be instigated from really painful events in your life. This also feels like it's coming from older stuff than that, okay? So we just, nothing freaky here. I know it feels freaky because it's hurt, it's broken energy, okay? It's got kind of a demonic flair to it, but that doesn't mean it's the end of the world. It's just old stuff that hurts that we need to get it out of your energy balance so you can glow really bright and your inner child can feel great, and then we can reconcile this stuff, okay? We can bring peace to these energies so they can move on and you can also move on. You're gonna feel a lot better. So let's see here. Okay, this is again going to get worse before it gets better, okay? So there's a creepy doorway here right behind this glowing child, and it's very creepy, and all these sort of demonic energies are here, and this doorway is like a gateway to hell kind of thing. So we'll just go through the creepy door, and it's actually pretty. It's a pretty looking door. It's black, it's ornate, it's got like a black wood, looks old, and it'd be like the coolest door you ever saw, and it would be like a magical secret door, you know, it's kind of the way it looks. You got a golden handle that's a little bit tarnished, but we'll go ahead and just turn the handle, and as it opens, there's like red fire on the other side of it. So we just allow it to happen. This is opening stuff up, getting all of this other energy out of your spiritual atmosphere to bring balance to your energy field, okay? So, all right, this shed leads to another dimension, and it's kind of like a hell space. And this is hell spaces. Hell spaces are really a reflection of the pain and suffering of mankind. So we all have our own personal hell spaces. There's not a human being on this planet that hasn't experienced something that really sucked in life. Like I hated that experience. I felt like I was being ripped apart. I was ashamed of myself. It was like extreme events and that touched our emotions on an extreme way. This soul experiences that too in another dimensional reality. So we have our human experiences. It feels like this. It hurts us in the soul, right on down to our core. And now we manifest dimensions of suffering because we can't let go, and what we can't let go of can fester for as long as it needs to fester before the higher self says, okay, we can clean this, we can clean that. And we have all kinds of this stuff going on, and so like we have millions and millions and millions and millions of moments in our soul timelines that are so infinite of stuff. So nothing to worry about here. Like this is actually good. We're coming across this because that means it's time to heal this, okay? It feels like older than this lifetime, but there might be some stuff from this lifetime that's interconnected with this old stuff, and now we're trying to work through it. We're trying to resolve it in this lifetime here, and we can only resolve so much in a lifetime, so we just keep working through it as the lifetimes go on. But remember, it's an infinite universe, so it's like, we'll get there. We always do. There's always stuff to work on. So it's kind of cool because I'm here to be able to help you reconcile this, okay? So, all right, what do I do next? Because I see these demons and I just don't take it seriously because they're so angry, and it's like, come on, it's like, you don't have to be angry, like, let's go have some fun, let's reconcile, you know. And then the creepy door and the red and the hell space, it's like I see this as opportunity for joy and for happiness, and sometimes it gets me feeling all squealy and silly, and I just want to paint like clown faces and squeeze them all to death and give them big kisses, and I love you, and like all of that just starts spewing out of me because it's broken energy that needs wubbed, you know. It needs lots of wub. So that's what it's like for me right now. I gotta calm myself down so I can still focus. I just want to wub it all, you know? Okay, so. All right. I'm just so happy. I don't know why. I'm just so happy. I still haven't gotten down the stairs here into the red space yet. I'm just emanating like happiness and kind of silliness and joy and love, and it's just like all these like lightning bolts of love are just shooting out of my heart into everybody, into the child, into all these like demonic forces in here, and it's just like, it's love, you know. It's lots and lots of love, and it's just golden streams of light just shooting out of my heart right now into everybody to make everybody feel better and let everybody know everything's gonna be okay. You're gonna feel great after this, and everything's gonna be fine. And I'm even shooting it into the shed here and into the ground and above this space, and I'm just the whole world. It's sort of like this place here where all this is happening is a dimension of its own kind. So as far as the outer reaches of this space goes, which is an infinite space as well, there's so many infinite spaces, it's just an infinite universe. It's pretty cool. So I just continue to send golden light like all around the planet of this dimension that is in your spiritual atmosphere, just through the outer reaches. And there's forest here, and then there's like plains, and everything just seems like a gray sky. It's like the wood is old, the gray sky, you know, and everything feels kind of down and out, you know. The girl's starting to glow, but she's still crying, and these demonic forms, you know, everything feels kind of gray and weathered and hurting. So we just keep sending all this golden light, and we just continue to let it flow and circulate and make everything feel so much better, okay? So this is what I'm supposed to do first. I can't go down the stairs just yet. So I'm just gonna wub it all, and then I love you too, and I love you so much. And just all this like demonic energy, just give it wub, you know. Help it feel better, help it remember what love feels like, and happiness, okay? So I'm just sending out a little more of this energy. I'm still doing it. Lots and lots and lots of it. Still pouring it out. You really needed this. Wow, you really needed this a lot. Okay. Everything feels like it's inside of a black box now, and the black box is actually a briefcase, and the man is carrying this briefcase to work, but it's all secretive and stealthy, and secret documents and papers, and in this black box, where we are also imprisoned inside of this black box in this man's briefcase full of secret papers, and it's all kind of like conspiracy theory, you know, and he works for a secret government agency and secret stuff, you know. And so we're kind of inside this. Man, there's going to be a huge energy shift going on here. I can feel it coming. It wants to come out as something really big beneath the surface, is really wanting to come out, but it hasn't reconciled itself yet from all this that we've seen and the energy work that's been shared. It's not fully reconciled yet. And it hasn't decided if it's angry or if it's confused or if it wants it never says I want to live in heaven, or I want to be in a rainbow world, or I want smiling leprechauns in my life. It never tells me the joyful things that it wants. Like your energy atmosphere doesn't say I want to be happy. Your energy atmosphere says suffering, this suffering, this suffering, this suffering, this next suffering, this next suffering. So there's something about switching the process of perspective away from anything that is a reflection of creepy or suffering or sadness, or this is the rippings of my soul, and this is the world that I live in, which is full of rips and tears and secret documents and just stuff. There's something about, that's old. That's really old. We don't need to dip into the old trunk anymore. We don't have to try those clothes on with the moths, holes in them, and this is old stuff. So we don't need that stuff anymore, because it's time to really decide the reality of the world that you live in, and the reality you are wanting to manifest for yourself is full of love, right? So there's a huge ball of I'm still processing this perspective. This perspective is a huge complex space of feelings, motivations, ideas, stuff from past lives, this life, stuff, okay? And it's all intermixing here, and it's saying this is more real than what is an invisible ball of all of my loving dreams and hopes for the future, or the happiness in my life right now, and what I want to experience in my life. Like the orb doesn't even exist. Like, where's your happiness orb, But we have this giant dense space full of all this stuff we've seen so far, but it never flips and says, I want to look at other positive things. It just wants to is still sort of holding on to a big old space of this kind, okay? So there's something about flipping the perspective into golden light, happiness, love, joy, sacredness, holiness, and but not just, it's feeling it, right? It's participating in it. It's experiencing it within and around you, and it's being it, emanating it, and knowing that's the only thing that is real. And even when I say this in your spiritual atmosphere, what echoes back to me is like nope. It kind of echoes back, not on a hardcore like I am firm, I am saying nope to this love thing is a nope to me. Like I don't relate to it because I relate more to this. It doesn't fully, it's like 80% this is me, 20% that might be me. So that's kind of what's echoing back here. So as you can see, we gotta decide the value of of where we're looking here, and how we want to experience life is still really bottled up in this junk, in this garbagey, like, it's old stuff. It's really old. It's like the rotten wooden shed that nobody's visited in 500 years or something, from some old farm that decayed and rotted away, and we don't even know where the farm is anymore because it's lost to time, and somehow the shed is still here, and a part of yourself is in this shed releasing all this old scary stuff from other lifetimes, and and it's still holding on to that, and it's time to let all that go. I'm just telling you this so you can have perspective, okay? Because I'm actually going to help you let all that stuff go, because that's why I'm here, all right? I'm a representative of love, and I'm going to help you to be self-aware and then help you to let go of that so you can start shifting gears, okay? Shifting gears into, let's start developing this cool orb over here with all the love stuff in it, okay? And it's new. It's actually, you know what? I'm moving on from the shed now. I'm going to go find my own pathway in the glory of creation. That's what we're leaning towards. That's what we're wanting to get to from this session here, so. All right, so I'm still trying to get down these stairs. It might not be something I have to do, because having all this awareness of this other stuff might be the echo that's coming back from that other space. That's what I needed to talk about. So let's see. Okay. All right, your spiritual atmosphere is still reconciling everything that I've seen, everything that I've shared. I'm talking to your deeper consciousness right now. So I'm not just talking to your upper conscious, like my first and foremost understanding and awareness of myself and the world around me is our consciousness. but we have deeper consciousness of the deeper stuff we didn't even realize that we were choosing that, or we didn't even realize that that's kind of what we're, we're attached to, those emotions or those feelings or those memories from that time when we just feel like that's our normal life. But really, those are all attachments, and it's time to let those attachments go so you can actually transition into a whole new way of being and experiencing energy, the world and creation and love, okay? And so bringing awareness up to the upper consciousness gives you an opportunity to be self-aware and to make new choices. Say, wow, I really am leaning towards that more than I probably should be, right? And now I get it, because I'm still trying to reconcile stuff from my soul journey, and it looks like this. And I'm telling you, behind the scenes of everything I see, that's like your subconscious mind, your dream mind, your like super wise soul understands exactly what I'm talking about. All these little details, it remembers that person or that time or that place, and it reminds the subconscious about this stuff, and it transforms the old program or the old beliefs and all that into love. Okay, I can let go and I can move on, I can forgive and I can accept, and I can just appreciate, and now I'm ready for new things. So we're still, it takes time. I'm just talking right now because I'm still waiting for you to reconcile everything so far. I can't move any further until your energy field says I've reconciled it enough, or Abbey, go ahead and go down in the red space, or your spiritual atmosphere hasn't said any of that stuff yet. So I'm just telling you more. I'm just communicating to your deeper consciousness more because it needs me to, okay? And so... Okay, something else. So just quick, there's some sort of sharp thorn that's coming up through the ground and into this shed, and it's a red thorn, a dark red thorn, and it just sort of, and it's huge. And it's very sharp, and it's just a thorn that comes up from the ground and shoots through the floor and up into the space where this little girl is glowing, crying still, and there are these demonic forces. But I'll say they don't feel as angry or as hurt as they used to, as they did when I first started. They were like, oh gosh, this is some broken stuff coming out here. But now they're just sort of like more ghostly, because ghosts don't have there's not a lot of emotional turmoil in ghosts so much as there are with, it's sort of like the next phase is kind of like a demon, is like a lot of emotional turmoil and broken experiences and memories and all that stuff. And so that's more like we all have these in our spiritual atmosphere. We all have times when life really sucked and it hurt us to the soul, and we broke from the experience. So this too, this is actually reconciling. It's not all creepy and scary like it used to be. The girl gets up and she opens the door all the way now. And she tells these emanations, which she calls her friends, she says, you don't need to go down. I'm going to go down. I want you to stay up here where you can heal. And they're looking at this big old thorn that came up from the ground. And she's actually like a really powerful angel that is starting to remember herself and starting to reconcile parts of herself. These are like fragmented pieces that got broken along the way. So she's wanting to help them to heal. And as far as the briefcase and the blackbacks and all that, that's just sort of a side story that we needed to have as an awareness. But we're just she's wanting to go down these stairs right now. But these broken fragmented pieces are looking at this thorn, and they're actually shivering and shaking, and they're terrified of it. I mean, they don't have to walk over there if they don't want to, but they're just terrified of it. It's like it's got an evil eye that's watching them. But she can't reconcile the thorn just yet. And she is also a part of you. And all these demonic things are actually broken parts of your soul that went through hardship, okay? Broken things hurt, and they're angry, all right? So they emanate stuff like that. And you can feel that. I can feel that energetically. Give me a minute here to make sense of the next thing. Okay, there's somebody pretty angry beneath the soil here. I'm still standing in the shed with these shivering, black fragmented pieces. And this little girl is almost disappeared now, going down into that red space with the black doors wide open. There's something very, very angry beneath the ground here. So I tell the fragmented pieces, I say, you know what, let's break down the walls. We don't need any of this stuff anymore. And let's open it up so we can see a bigger picture, okay? And like, there's a gateway. Like, this gateway to the red space, we don't need a door. We don't need a knob. We don't need any of that junk. We just know that the portal's there. It doesn't have to close right now if it doesn't need to. It's not swallowing the most angelic side of yourself whole. And she's quite capable of taking care of herself, because light is the power, all right? Light and love are the power. Broken stuff are just broken things. People don't want broken vases, because what is their purpose? It just cuts your finger. It doesn't hold beautiful flowers, you know? So we got to mend the broken things so they can feel whole and complete again, okay? And love is the mending tool. Love mends the broken pieces so they don't hurt anymore, okay? And now we create the vase with the beautiful flowers and everybody wins, all right? So, all right, the ground is rotting out some more. There's some sort of really, all the walls are going down. The fragmented pieces of yourself are still sort of shivering, but they're starting to like kind of reconcile to the point that they're almost disappeared now. And the ground is just totally opening up, and it's like a rotten place down here, okay? Old, rotten energy, big time. Old, rotten energy, big time. So it's like a sinkhole, like the biggest sinkhole this earth has ever seen, and it's in your spiritual atmosphere, and it's all rotten energy, okay? Energy that is old and toxic stuff that you don't need to have in your feelings body and your energies body. And it's gonna affect the way that you feel connected to rainbows and sunny days. It's gonna make you feel like life is kind of a gray world. Even if it's sunny and full of rainbows, it's gonna feel kind of gray, because you got this big, stinky, rotted out energy thing going on in here, with a very angry creature or monster. All the while your angel self is still going down these infinite stairs into some sort of hell space, which doesn't really feel like it's there anymore. These other echoes, soul fragment pieces, are reconciling to the point that they're almost fully disappeared. Them disappearing is them reconciling, and they're at peace now. When the soul fragments are at peace, they automatically merge with your higher self, or with your soul, or however you want to identify with it. But they make you feel at peace within yourself about old stuff, so you feel more at peace. And I can even feel your heart starting to get bigger and glow more. So I'm just going to focus on the whole ground just opened up, giant hole down here. Not focusing on the angel going down the stairs, because I'm just focusing on this. There's some sort of massive boar, and it's got like, I don't know, it reminds me of like a rhinoceros, but also a pig. And it's enormous. It's like the size of a dinosaur, and it's a huge space, just huge. And it's like a arena or something. Like, I would stand here and like a cockfight, you know, like I would stand here and say, I got, there's this giant creature is gonna go fight something, and I'm putting $10 on the big creature or whatever, like big spender, you know. But there's something about this experience is emanating those feelings back at me, okay? But there's nobody in to fight against this monster, all right? Reality is, we don't need to fight back against monsters. We just need to hug them, because monsters need hugs. That's why they became the way they are, angry and out of control, because they didn't get enough hugs, okay? So you got another monster here in your spiritual atmosphere that needs hugs. So we don't need to place any bets. We're just going to open the space up more, and I'm actually going to lift it up to the surface, okay? Okay, it's crying and screaming, and it doesn't know who it is. Who am I? How did I become this monster? I felt caged. I felt like I was being, my purpose in life was to, it would be like discovering that, putting roosters to murder each other to death kind of thing, or like dog fights, like Like, can you imagine being the soul of that animal, and then your purpose is to fight to the death with another animal? So there's something about trying to understand that my purpose is to be a killer and not to be a lover. And so that there's confusion, and it's breaking this monster's heart, actually. Again, it looks like a giant dinosaur-sized rhinoceros with a mixed in with like a wild boar kind of thing. It's got big old horns and big old teeth. And it's crying. And it says, this is not me, this is not me. And there's echoes of people placing bets. There's echoes of this. And this is not me, this is not me. And wanting those echoes to go away. And it just keeps hearing it inside of its head. And it doesn't understand its identity or its purpose, is kind of what it keeps saying. And there's an odd sort of man coming to cut the horns off for the ivory kind of thing, is what it's like. And the boar is crying, and it's being taken from, So, and it doesn't hurt the man. It just cries and says, it's like, you might as well take him because I might as well be dead kind of thing. But it never quite says, I want to die. It just feels like it doesn't know its identity or its purpose. And if it doesn't know its identity or purpose, then in a way it is dead. Because it doesn't have any reason for being. That is its own reason for being. It's almost like somebody else decided its purpose, and its purpose was to be something that it is not within itself, and now it is lost and confused and feels dead inside because of this. And there's an angel that appears here and says, no, this man will not cut these horns off of you. You will be whole. You must remain whole, something of this kind. We will help you to remain whole, kind of thing. But part of it is you need to stand up or step up. You got to stand up for yourself and tell this man no. I mean, you need to actually say no to him. But instead, you just do whatever you want to me. I'm just here to just do whatever you want to me. It's like, no, that's not okay. The first thing to owning up who and what you are is to. You can't let this guy take this stuff away from you. That's yours. That's actually a part of you. So if he takes this stuff, you're going to be even less of yourself. Like you got to own your identity. You got to own that, and you got to actually know when to say no. And you need to say no to this guy. You just don't care. This part of you keeps saying, I just don't care. Whether I have the horns or I don't have the horns, I might as well be dead. I don't have a purpose. It just keeps going on and on and on and on and on. And I'm still working on giving you inner power and to see how wonderful that you are, so you can appreciate, love, and respect yourself enough to say no, okay? You're not helping this man by giving him your horns. It may appear like you are, but you're not actually helping him, and you're just enabling him to keep taking from people. And so you're enabling him. And so you need to say no to him, because you don't need to be enabling him. He needs to learn a lesson about receiving no as an answer. And you need to start saying yes to yourself. You need to start saying yes to yourself, and that's your purpose. Your purpose is to start saying yes to yourself. Man, it's like a foreign thing. Me telling you to say yes to yourself is like a foreign thing in here. I can't believe that. You have the tiniest little part of you that's a billion miles away, that says, oh, I remember a time when I could say yes to myself. It was so long ago. It's like, oh gosh, wow, we gotta work on this one. I'm bringing that tiny little grain of sand from like billion miles from here, and I'm bringing it back to your surface, all right? Surface consciousness. and I'm giving it back to you so you can start being aware of that part of yourself, that part of your identity is real, and you need to give it some power and some girth and some visibility. To say yes to yourself is important, okay? This is a big deal. This is like starting from scratch here, because it's been this way for a long time, and just kind of letting people take from you more and more and more. They just keep taking from you, but you're letting them. You're giving all this away, and you just don't really know what your purpose is, but just to be a piece of meat that people take from you. They just keep taking from you. That you enable that. You're okay with that, but you're not. You don't even know that you're not. That's the strange thing. Only a tiniest little grain of sand is aware that that there was once a time when things were different. It's like so small because you haven't been working with that part of your identity. That should be enormous. That should be the size of you. Is that I matter. I matter should be big. Shouldn't be, I matter shouldn't be a billion miles away, a tiny little grain of sand. We're still working on this. I can't force you to get it. I have to keep encouraging this part of your deeper consciousness. I have to keep encouraging it. And then eventually it'll start to resonate with the energy, and it'll start to transform. It's not there yet, okay? So this here is pretty massive. Again, I can feel a huge thing deep down inside of you, like a big old thorn, but this is bigger than that thorn because it's like the size of a rhino horn, but it's like the size of a dinosaur. And that's inside you, okay? That is beneath the surface of your heart portal, and your emotional gut region is a giant, like rhino horn that is sharp at the end, and it's enormous, like the size of a dinosaur, and it's deep inside yourself, okay? And it's all interconnected with every single thing we've seen thus far. Just to get that out of your spiritual atmosphere, oh my God, now we can understand why we have like 80% of you is like dense reality of all this junk, okay? All this junk, and then the 20%, which is more like 15%, or like, I mean, it's kind of in between 15 and 20 kind of thing, like, but it's also invisible and it doesn't really exist. And where is this like love reality? Where is this like, should be more real than anything else. So we got a big old thorn that's kind of encouraging more of this junk than the happiness, okay? So let's get that energetic thorn out of there so you can start letting all that just sail away. sail away. And then we'll bring this here to the forefront, and that's all we know. And that's really the only thing that is real is love, okay? Anything else is just broken stuff that we can mend with love, all right? Gosh. It's coming up and out, okay, from deep down inside, and I can feel it. It's coming up and out, and it's like, oh God, it's enormous, and it's like, it's in between my heart and my emotional gut, and it's your stuff. And so I'm just feeling it, helping you to release it, okay? And we'll just getting it out here, like a lot of soul movement to release stuff, okay? Still kind of there, but a lot of it's pushed up, all right, and out, but there's still some remnants of it there. So let's just give it a minute here. You're reconciling as this wild boar rhino. You're actually reconciling the angel standing here. Still, this man is still standing here. He's just sort of like he's just waiting, I guess. He's stalled out. He's just standing there waiting to figure out are you going to give it to him or not give it to him. So, but you are starting to come alive inside yourself, and it's like you're waking up. It's like you were asleep. You were asleep, and now your mental body is just like a light bulb just goes off, and your eyes have been open, but they're opening for the first time, and your eyes are changing. The light on the inside is becoming brighter, and you're starting to see something, okay? And you're starting to see how precious that you are, okay? How precious and special you are. You're starting to see who you are. You're not a monster, and you're not a tool for other people's enjoyment or entertainment, and you don't need to give all these parts of yourself away, because you matter now. All right? You matter now. Okay? And there's something about a really beautiful sparkly blue dress, and you're transforming from this giant monster thing to like a beautiful lady, like a lovely woman, all right? A lovely lady with beautiful white hair and really intense, like rich blue colored dress. And it's got stars, like sparkling stars all over it. And you're looking at yourself in the mirror and you're like, wow, like, don't I look cute? I mean, it's something really adorable in the way that you're like, oh, don't I look cute? Like, I don't know, there's something really adorable about the way you're saying it. Like you just see yourself as just lovely. There's something about loveliness that I keep experiencing, loveliness, and you matter. It's gonna make me sneeze. Sometimes when energy feels really right, I sneeze from it. And you almost made me sneeze because the energy was feeling really right there. It was like God consciousness moment. Really pure streams of energy just do it to me. Make my nose itch and then it makes me sneeze. That's a really good sign. Like, that guy is like disappearing, and him disappearing is like him just going far away. He can't even reach you. He doesn't have anything to do with you. We were even forgetting about that guy. We didn't even know who that was. Because you're expanding your energy from the inside, and you're glowing, and you're lovely, and you feel lovely, and your energy is expanding above, below, in every sacred direction, within and around, and it's just expanding like a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful universe of your own kind. And you are the universe. Like, you got this like dark, this really rich blue. I mean, it's not like the night sky looks black, but I swear to God it's blue, really dark blue. But this is like rich blue, like you can tell that it's blue, and there's these like really dazzling stars all over it, and it's like it sparkles, you know, but it's like starlight, and you just look radiant. You look so radiant and lovely, and I love the white hair, so pretty. There's something about this, and you expanding your universe, and you realizing that you are a universe of your own kind, and that the love comes from within you. And from within you, the light shines, okay? And then you just expand it, and it's super cool, super awesome. I love it. Okay, yeah, you're feeling so much better. That rhino horn thing, totally not there anymore between emotional gut and the heart portal. I'm asking her, what do you know about that little girl that went down the stairs? Like, what do you know about all that stuff? Is that reconciled? What do we do with that? And she just like, hum-dee-dum-dee-dum. She's putting like eyeshadow on and lipstick. Like, she's getting ready for some sort of ball. Like, that's what it's like. She doesn't even hear me talking to her. I'm like, hello? Wow, you're really focused right now. It's almost like, it's awesome, but it's almost becoming neglectful of some responsibility. It's almost becoming too much. So everything is awesome, right? And then sometimes awesome, we need to bring awesome back into balance here, because it's neglecting something, and then that when we neglect things, then awesome goes out of balance. So let's go ahead and see if I can get her to. Okay, so something inside of herself is shifting. And she forgot all about that rhino wild boar monster. She doesn't remember any of that. And she's almost becoming obsessed with herself now. And she can't get away from the mirror. She can't stop looking at herself in the mirror, which is fine, because we need to adore ourselves. You know, we need to appreciate ourselves. But she's actually becoming attached somehow to this. And she's just stuck actually in time, and she won't stop putting eyeshadow on and mascara over and 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 over. She's just like, it's like she just keeps repeating the same moment and she can't get out of it. So anything that I say or anything going on outside of this time, it just like, I have to get this to stop, okay? This is just a new layer of the healing, okay? Okay, so another new vulnerability is coming up to the surface. This one is a little bit more, I mean, there's anger involved, but not the same kind. It's more manipulative than angry. But it's also kind of feels like it's very clever. It feels like it's clever. And it comes from a dark, almost black, dark blue energy. And it says that it owns you and that you belong to it. And it shows me how many different like roots that it has in you in different places, and how you aren't going to let go of it, and then it's not ever going to let go of you either. And it likes to keep you in suffering, in the illusion. And this type of illusion might appear to be a great moment, but it's not. It's actually taking a great moment and it's getting out of balance, okay? And so it's a new illusion, all right? This is really creating energy movement. Your subconscious, your deeper conscious was not aware of this at all, because I can feel it seeing this for the first time and saying, what? What is this? I didn't know about this. What is this? What is it you're showing me, Abby? What is this? Like, it's still like, what? I did not know that this was going on. And I say, it's okay. This happens. This is part of the journey. It's part of the experience. So we just need to reconcile this one too. Now that you're aware of it, now we can actually reconcile it, okay? Let's see here. This deeper part of your consciousness is, the more it looks at this it being, the dark blue, starts to fall in love with him, finds him charming and romantic, finds him to be a suitable man. But I'm telling you, he's a manipulative man. He's a controlling man. And you find him to be like the most beautiful, sparkling diamond ever created in an infinite universe. But he is actually never going to let you be free on the level that is freedom is all about, okay? He's gonna feel like a soulmate from heaven, but it's actually not helping you to grow in an enriching, loving environment in a balanced way, okay? It's not in balanced. It's totally not balanced. Right now, it feels freaking a dream come true. It feels like a fairy tale. It feels like the love of my life. It feels like all that stuff. But I'm watching from the outside, and I'm seeing that you haven't learned enough about love to be able to see through this guy. So you're going to be seeing him as a reflection of everything you ever wanted, but you haven't seen who you are on the inside. So you haven't discovered yourself yet. You're discovering something within him that now you're going to get to grow from an experience like this, and until you realize there's something out of balance here. And then you say no to this guy. You are totally in love with him. You are extremely affectionate with him. And this is the deeper consciousness, and is making out with this guy. Well, he has like all these roots and stuff in this lovely woman, you know. And it's just still putting her eyeshadow on in the mirror. So this is happening right now. And he's now putting roots into this version of your consciousness as well. And he's just like, he's absorbing even more energy now from you, and he finds it so delightful. And you don't realize that once more you're giving yourself away. You're giving yourself away to this man. No different than it appeared to be worse, because, you know, with the wild boar rhino, because he was going to cut the horns off of you. This guy is going to take a lot from you, and it's not going to appear to be bad. It's going to appear to be wonderful, and you're going to give him everything, and that's the manipulative part about it. But he's not helping you. He's actually you're going to find out. We're going to find out here. So this is the awareness, okay? Bringing new awareness up to the surface here. Okay. You can't live without him. You need him in your life. That's a part of the imbalance, because in a relationship we don't that's not a balanced relationship where we can't live without the other. We have to work together and balance with the other and appreciate and respect that we don't want obsessions like that, because that's actually out of balance love. Believe it or not, it really is. It might feel like the most precious love of all because it's an obsession and it becomes possessive, and it might feel amazing to be that way, but that's actually not balanced love. And you can't live without him, and he's kind of he's at a distance from you right now, but he's got roots all connected into both of these versions of you. And I see this older version of you with the white hair. She's getting tired, really, really tired, and she's still putting the eyeshadow on, and she's just so tired. It's like she's been trying to get ready for like the gala for, the last 50 years, and she's feeling it. She still isn't aware of it, though. She's still not aware that she's been stuck in a time loop doing the same thing, repetitive thing for forever. It's like forever. You want to talk about 50 years, it's like thousands of years. That's kind of what it's like. But it's exhausting and draining her like nobody's business. And this other younger version of your deeper consciousness that fell in love with this man, she's waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for him to come back. And she can't live without him. And he says, honey, I have to leave for a few days. I can't wait to see you when I get back. But he never comes back, okay? He's never going to come back. And he's going to keep roots inside of these two versions of you, because you're never going to be able to let go of him. And so he can feed off of your energy and feel blessed to have these attachments, because for him, he just wants the attachments. He just wants you to be attached to him. And that's all he wants, you to be attached to him. He doesn't really care about you, really. He just wants you to be attached to him energetically. So he's actually going to go on to live his life and create new attachments, and then go on to find new attachments and new attachments, more and more and more and more and more and more attachments to him. He wants as many people to be attached to him as he possibly can get, because he has a void that he can't fill. But he'll never emanate that. He'll always emanate as being the most wonderful, diamond-esque, happiest-go-luckiest guy, like the most charming James Bond-style guy of all time. But he's got his own void, okay? And he's never going to fill it, and you're also connected to it, okay? So I'm telling you, there's a lot of other women attached to this guy in the same way. And so you feel like you're stuck in a time loop where, when is he going to come back? I miss him. I need him. I can't live without him. When is he going to come back? And what feels like 2 days is like thousands and thousands of years of waiting is kind of what it's like. Still putting the eyeshadow on. You're still waiting, okay? And you're stuck. So now you have an even wiser, deeper consciousness watching with me and saying, I understand now. I say, are you ready to let go of him? You don't have to wait for him to let go of you. You actually can let go of him at any time. And all you have to do is say, yeah, I'm ready to let go now. Okay, this is actually going to be hard for a moment, okay? These cords are coming out of the both versions of you. And you're having a very startling self-realization, and it's enough to make anyone want to puke. So you're having, there's a really big energy shifting moment here, and it feels like, it's like I can't tolerate that awareness right now. It's like you're freaking out right now. But that's venting, that's reconciling this, okay? We need to reconcile this. No hard feelings. Forgive yourself. It's okay. We all do stuff like this. We learn from it and become awesomer people. Okay, so, okay. And just give me a minute here. It's very exhausting letting go of this, because you're reconciling it. You're not freaking out, but you're just like, it's like you just collapse and just like, you're kind of in a state of like shock, I suppose you could say, but it's exhaustion and it's self-realizing, and it's you're stopped. You're like, you're just like, and you're not moving. You just mouth is open, and you're just like, you just went catatonic. Okay, slowly, you're still actually releasing parts of his energy. There's clearly like roots inside, like all over the place from him. But there's, those roots are gone, but there's like still more energy fog that's coming out of you. It's related to him. You can't breathe, you're choking. You're too shocked. It's too extreme. You're kind of gagging on your own tongue, like you're choking on yourself right now. You're screaming, you're kind of ripping yourself apart. You're so angry that this man took advantage of you, and you've been waiting for the gala for all this time. This beautiful, beautiful woman in the dress, like, and then this other woman, like, waiting and waiting and waiting. Like you're so mad right now. Oh, you're releasing more stuff. You're not catatonic, but you just don't have an emotion to relate to how mad you are. Like, it's beyond mad. It's like, it's extreme right now. You just can't even decide how to react because you're so mad. Like, you think about cutting his head off, you think about stabbing, you think about, but you just can't even move, but you're screaming like some sort of horrendous noise, and the anger is still there. It's slowly subsiding. You're venting it out, okay? Slowly subsiding. You say, Abby, get me out of here. Get me out of here. I don't want to be in this place. It was like you were kind of in an attic. Both versions of you were in like two separate rooms in an attic. And it looked kind of prettier than this, but it's like an old forgotten attic that you trapped yourself inside of, and you did it again. So you let yourself be taken advantage of, kind of thing. And so all right, so these two are kind of merging together here, okay? And they're going to reconcile this in heaven. So there's an angel here that's going to take this part of your soul in the oneness here up into heaven, so you can reconcile in a beautiful space of love with this angel, because you need time to reconcile it. Your heart is got so much stuff it's releasing here. It's a lot of jams and a lot of hurt responses and reactions to things that weren't right, and nothing is right, and it's like a lot of stuff coming out of there right now, okay? You got a lot of stuff, because now I'm looking at a big old black tree that's not alive anymore. It's also kind of a reflection of the pathway, and you just want to bring this tree back to life. And it feels like I need to get this little girl out of this gateway to hell, because it's like she too is, it's like you keep letting go of parts of yourself and leaving them to the wolves, kind of thing. You need to just take care of yourself. You need to seriously start taking care of yourself. Then love yourself. Love yourself bubble should be 100% of the only thing that is real, okay? Obviously, there's going to be little access routes to, selflessness, because we need to have that too. Like, we need to have moments where other people matter a lot as well. And we take time away from ourselves to do other things, like selfless things. But we also need to love ourselves too in the process. So we're kind of doing a rearranging thing here, and that girl is still on the stairs. It's like she'll be there for eternity, because you just keep, it's like you let all these parts of yourselves go to the wolves, you know? And so I gotta go help her really quick. I'm actually encouraging this tree and that hell space to merge, and I'm allowing this tree to feed off all that negative energy, and I'm allowing this girl to go into the tree. So this is going to nurture the tree and bring the tree back to life, and the tree now is given purpose, which is to heal this little girl, okay? So the girl now is on the inside of the tree, and the tree is just starting to come alive again. it too has its own story. This tree too has its own story of feeling lost, all right, without a purpose or an identity or taken advantage of, or it just wanted to be a tree where kids could climb and play and have a tire swing, but it never got to be that tree, and it just got confused, and the tree rotted out and died, and it just never, nothing ever made sense, you know. So this tree has its own kind of story of this kind. So that whole shed space, that whole thing is transformed. But that, whatever the gateway thing was all about, that energy is going to get transformed inside of the tree, because this tree needs purpose, right? And trees love to transform negative energy into love. Like, they transform the carbon dioxide into oxygen. So there's something about this tree giving it purpose, and the ability to heal this little girl is giving this tree a reason for living, you know? That's kind of what it's like right now. And the little girl is almost like a child within the tree, and the tree wants to give birth to this child. So the tree's healing right now, and the child also is sort of healing inside of the tree and ready to be sort of born again into the world, a new experience of life. And this is all about you. And these can also be reflections of real scenarios in your life. They just have this storyline that looks like this. But I'm telling you, there's something about some of these storylines that you could actually say, yeah, that reminds me of this person, or yeah, that reminds me of this time, or these feelings that I had. And this stuff is also still interconnected with older lifetimes. And we're trying to reconcile those older lifetimes too here in this now life, okay? So we're reconciling all this stuff. So this tree is starting to grow and thrive and look a lot better. So I'm just going to allow the tree to process for itself what it wants to do next. The child is actually healing on the inside of the tree as well. And that child is also a reflection of you too. But it could also be a reflection of somebody else in your life that maybe you felt like nurturing or taking care of. So we just allow this to be as it is. And I'm just going to relax for a minute, because your spiritual atmosphere is like wanting to heal a lot of stuff right now. So I'm just going to relax for a moment. I just want to take a look. All right. Well, that's a really, really good. That's good progress right there. Man, you got a lot of old stuff that time to let go. You know, it's like the trash that like the trash can that we forgot about has been sitting for a while, and we gotta let that stuff go, you know, and clean house kind of thing. So we all have spiritual atmospheres where we can clean house in all kinds of different ways, but yours is really like a lot of stuff at the forefront, and it's time to clean those bubbles out so you can actually start feeling lighter, more access to the self-love, and more feelings of the radiance that you actually are a reflection of real radiance, okay? So this other stuff is all the hurts, okay, that get in the way of us feeling the true radiance. But we get that stuff out of there, and then all that's left is the true radiance, you know? Then we feel that way in everything in our life, because the only thing that is real is love, okay? So, all right. Well, I can share for this video. Thank you so much for this very memorable experience, and it's a true honor to help you today. And for those of you watching, if you're interested in exploring a psychic session with me, please visit me at my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. Thank you all for watching, and I wish you all a wonderful day.